Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. In today's video, we are going through our Chapter 1 practice test. Let's go ahead and get started. Evaluate each expression. You must show proof with counters. So this is going to be testing on your addition and subtraction, but you have to show proof of understanding. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to first circle our 5, and we're going to draw 5 positives. Then we're going to circle our -7, and we're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minuses. Now remember that we have 0 pairs that are pluses and minuses combined, and their values of a 0 pair is 0. Then you will have leftovers, and our leftovers are -2, 2 minuses. Now, if you take a look at this question here, notice that we have 2 minuses touching each other. When you have 2 minuses, this is called a double negative, and a double negative means you have addition. So we must first rewrite this question as -8 plus 4 plus 5. Here we have 3 things. We have 8 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we have 4 positives. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have 5 more positives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now notice how I wrote these. I have here in gold the 8 minuses. Light blue is our 4 pluses, and green are our 5 pluses. I wrote this way to make it easier for us to identify our 0 pairs. Remember, 1 plus, 1 minus are 0 pairs. That means these are 0. I do have 1 left over, and this 1 is positive. Okay, let's go again. Notice that we do have a double negative again, so minus minus means plus. That means we need to rewrite this question as 6 plus 3 minus 9. So let's start with 6. 6 is positive. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I then have 3 more positives. 1, 2, 3. And I have 9 minuses, or 9 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go and combine 4 0 pairs. 1 plus, 1 minus is a 0 pair. That means we have no leftovers. So the answer is 0. Moving on to question number 2. Now, in question number 2, it is asking you to evaluate each expression, and you must show proof on a number line. So this first number that you see, that's your starting number. So if we see 14, I'm going to find 14. Here it is. I'm going to put a little dot. The next number is going to tell us if we're going towards the positives or the negatives. Here we have our negative side. Here we have our positive side. And so we are going to go towards the negative. And this number is going to tell us how many jumps to go that direction. So we're going to go towards the negative side, 5 jumps. So here we go. 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3 jumps, 4 jumps, 5 jumps. I'm going to draw an arrow. This is the number for my answer. So when we are counting my numbers, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this number right here is my answer at 9. Okay, let's go again. Be careful here. We have 2 minuses touching. Remember, when that happens, we have to rewrite the question. So now we are starting at 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now I am going to the right. So towards the positive, 4 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw the arrow. And this is the number for our answer. And we are at 11. Okay. Again, be careful on the next one. We do have double negatives, 2 minuses. Give us a plus. Now again, we are going to rewrite this. Start with your first number. Here we are starting at -4. So 0, 1, 2, 3. -4 is here. And because we have multiple things happening, we have a +5 and a +6. I have to do this twice. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jump 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I need to jump 6 more towards the positives. So I'm going to pick it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's see what number that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are at 7 positives. Let's go again. Notice here we do not have double negatives. I'm going to start at -2. Here's my -2. And then I'm going to go towards the negatives, 5 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to go +3. So now I'm going to pick up from here and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And this number is where I end. Let me zoom that in just a little bit so you guys can see that better. Okay, again, I'm going to show you one more time. -2 is here. We went towards the negative, 5 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm here. Then because we had a +3, I went 1, 2, 3 towards the positive jumps, and I ended up at this -4. So my answer here is -4. Okay, moving on to the next question. This one is asking to find each product. Now, when it's asking you for the keyword product, this is asking you for an answer to multiplication table. Product means multiply. Another way to say multiply is times. So when you have your multiplication table, let me zoom this out. You're going to be taking a look at the numbers here, and you're going to find the answer in the middle. So let's go ahead and first do our same or different for our signs. So we're going to take a look at these signs here and ask yourself, are these the same or are these different? Now, a same would be positive, positive, negative, negative. Different would be positive, negative, negative, positive. Here we have again negative. Here we have a positive. And here again, I have a positive, positive. If you have the same positive, positive, negative, negative, your answer is going to be positive. If they are different, your answer is going to be negative. Oops, I'm going to erase this right here. Instead of writing positive, that should say different. That's wrong. Let's change that. I have a negative, I have a positive, which means these are different. So that means my answer is going to be negative. These are the same, so my answer is going to be positive. Okay, so for multiplying, for finding the product, I'm going to first find 14, and then I'm going to find 11. So here's 11, there's 14, And I'm going to drag my finger down and drag my finger across where they meet. So 11 times 14 is 152. So I'm going to take that 152 and I'm going to write that here. Let's find my correct color. And I think I said the wrong number. Let's double check that. 11 times 14 is 154. 154. And I'm going to put that here as my answer. Okay, let's try again. 7 times 13. Here's 7. Here's 13 here down at the bottom. Let's go ahead and zoom this out just the slightest. 7, 13. So I'm going to drag my finger 13. I'm going to drag down my finger 7. And I get 91. After I do my same or different, I'm just looking at the numbers. Now I have 3 and 8. Here's 3, here's 8. And I'm going to drag my finger down, drag my finger across. I have 24. And again, we already checked for the positive, negative in our answer. So now we're just looking at numbers. 9 and 14. 14's down here. You can also do 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I get 126. Here I get 12 and 15. Here's 12. 15's all the way down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I get 180. Okay. So that's going to be your product. Now, when it is, I want to point something out here. When you see a number touching parentheses, this actually means I have here -9 times open 14. This is not counters. This is not adding, subtracting. This is a multiplication symbol next to your parentheses. Now remember, mathematicians are lazy. So sometimes we don't write that dot. Here I gave you that symbol. Here I did not give you that symbol. So you have to put that symbol in. Now here, fill in the missing term, meaning this is still times. This is still multiplying. So if we don't see that dot, we're going to put that dot in. And I am going to work backwards now to find what number goes here. So I'm going to extend this out again. And what you're going to do is first, you're going to ask yourself, are these the same or are these different? So when I'm looking for same and different, I'm looking at the numbers that are given. I have a negative, I have a positive, these are different. When it is different, you're going to write a minus or a negative there. So here again, we have negative, positive, these are different. Negative, negative, positive, different. Negative, negative, positive, again, difference. All of these are different. All of your inputs are going to be negative. Okay, so we are at 12. So I'm going to find the number 12. Now, it doesn't matter if you find it on top or if you find it on the side. I usually go on the side. So I find the number 12, and I'm going to look for the number 120. So no, 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 no. Yes, this is 120. I'm going to take my finger. I'm going to go up. This is my answer, 10. Now, I already have that negative for your different, and I'm going to write 10 here. Okay, let's go again. Now, you can find these numbers on top instead of on the side. So if we do 8 here, I'm trying to find 88. This is the number we're looking for, 88. No, 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 yes. So I see 88. I take my finger, I drag across. This is my answer, 11. Okay, let's go again. Looking for the number 3 here. And then I'm looking for the number 27. No, 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 no. Yes. Here's 27. Drag your finger. And I'm going to write 9, -9. And again, 7. And I'm going to try to find 56. So 5, 6 is what I'm looking for. And 2, just kidding. No, 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 no. Yes. I almost said no. Yes, 56. Drag your finger, and I have 8 as my input. Negative 8, because it was different. Now, what you're doing here is going to be similar to what you're going to do in question number 5. Now, in question number 5, it is asking you to find the quotient. Quotient is another way to say divide. Quotient is the answer to a division question. So we are going to once again ask ourselves, are these the same or are these different? If they are the same, your answer is going to be positive. So if there's nothing there and nothing there, this is positive, positive. This is also same. I see a positive, I see a negative. These are different. And for different, your answer is going to be negative. Again, negative, positive. This is different. Negative, positive, negative. These are, oops, not same, different. And now we're going to do exactly the same thing we did in question number 4, except I am going to find here on the outside the 14, and then 140 is the number on the inside. Okay, so here's how it's going to go. Find the number on the bottom. We're doing this question here. The number on the bottom, 14. I'm going to find 140. So here's 14. And I'm looking for no, 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 no. Yes. This is the number I want, 140. I'm going to take my finger. I'm going to drag to the number 10. So as I'm dragging for the number 10, that's going to be your answer that I'm going to write down. And we already have decided which one's going to be positive and which one's negative. So we're writing 10 positive as our answer. Moving on to the next question. Now we're finding number 9. 9 is what we are looking at here at the top. You can also do it on the side, but I'm going to look at 9. And then I'm going to find this 90. So here's 9. No, 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 no. Yes. So here's 90. This is the number I want. I'm going to drag over. And again, here's my answer for 10. Right. Next, 14 and 98. So here's 14. And I'm finding 98. Oh, there it is here. I'm going to drag my finger over. And that's going to be 7. Negative 7. Finding 2 and 28. Here's 2. Oh, 28 is all the way down here. Drag my finger over. Here's 14. And then 15 and 225. So here's 15, 225, all the way down here at the bottom. Drag your finger all the way across and we get 15, negative. For question number 6, be careful. It is giving you all 3 types of questions. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have. So here we have 15 minus a negative 15. Anytime you see 2 minuses touching, this is adding, subtracting. So we're going to change it to addition. We're going to rewrite the question. However, this is going to be a very important thing on the test. Be careful. So I'm going to put a little star here. When you don't have symbols touching, but instead you have a number with a parentheses, this is actually multiplication. This is 5 times open negative 15. Here we have our find the missing term. This is multiplying. And because we have a bar here, this is divide. So this first one is adding, subtracting. This one here is multiplying. So let's go ahead and do that. Adding, subtracting is when you use counters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have 15 more positives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Notice I do not have any zero pairs. There's no minuses. So we're going to put this all together and kind of smush them together. So I have 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 positives. But here, since we are multiplying, this is a times. So I'm going to find my symbol first. Are these same or are they different? These are different. Different means that I'm going to have a negative answer. And I'm going to find 5 and 15 on the outside. So here's 15, here's 5, and I can do this different ways. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, or I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from 15, or I can drag my fingers and see where they meet. Either way, we get 75. Okay, moving on. This is fill in the missing term. So we're going to have, again, are these the same or are they different? So here we have negative, negative. So these are same. So that means my input is going to be a positive number. This is not adding. We're not doing addition, subtraction. We are multiplying. So our answer is going to be positive. Our input is going to be positive because we have negative and negative here. Okay, then I'm going to find 15. And I'm going to find 75. So no, 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 yes. I found 75. I'm going to take my finger, I'm going to drag it all the way, and I get 5. So my input is positive 5 here. This is the same as division. It looks different, but we're going to do the same thing. We're going to ask, are these the same or are they different? These are different, which means our answer to our division is going to be negative. I'm going to find 5, and then I'm going to find 15. No, no, yes. 15, if I drag my finger, gives me the number 3. So negative 3 is what we have. Okay, moving on. Evaluate the following expression using order of operations. So this is your PEMDAS, your please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Remember that with the order of operations, there are things that need to be in order. So the first thing we have are parentheses. Then we have exponents. Then we have multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Remember with multiplication and division, you're going to go left and right. Here, we're going to go, we can go forwards and backwards. So you're always going to do whatever's going to be on the left-hand side first. So if you have division on the left, do that. If you have subtraction on the left, do that. But that only happens after you deal with parentheses and exponents. Let's go ahead and start. Here we do see parentheses. Inside of the parentheses, I see a double negative, so we need to change that to addition. So we still have our 6 plus. Now that we have rewritten our double negative, 5 plus 2, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 inside parentheses. I still have my 6 plus. Here you can use your fingers or you can use counters. So we have 6 positive. Notice how I circle 6. I don't touch that plus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have 7. Now I will touch that plus because this is the 7 positive here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Notice that I do not have any zero pairs. No minuses. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 positives is what I have for my answer. Here, we're going to start with parentheses again. So here we had to start with parentheses. Here I'm also starting with parentheses. I got 3 plus 1, which is 4. Then I have noticed that I have division. With division, I need to ask myself, are these same or different? So I'm looking, and I have a negative in the denominator in the bottom and a positive 4. These are different. With different, my answer is going to be negative. So I'm going to find 2, and I'm going to go look for 4. No, yes. I'm going to drag my finger, and I'm going to write a 2. So my answer here is negative 2. All right, let's go again. Couple things here are happening. Make sure that you deal with them in order. So I'm going to not touch my double negative yet, but what I am going to touch is this division. So do I have parentheses? No. Do I have exponents? No. Do I have multiplication or division? Yes. So I have division. So I need to divide this first before I do anything else. Here we need to ask ourselves, same or different? So these are, I have a positive, I have a negative, these are different. So that means my answer here is going to be negative. I have 10 and 2, so I'm going to find 2, and I'm going to then find 10. No, 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 yes. Here's 10. Drag your finger, and you're going to write the number 5. Now we get to deal with our double negatives. So with our double negatives, we have a positive here. So negative 4 plus 4 and a negative 5. So you can choose to keep this English and. This is just and like in English. Or you can just remove it and just do minus 5. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. Next, we have 4 minuses. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 pluses. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have 5 minuses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any 0 pairs need to be removed. So these are 0, 0, 0. That's gone. And I'm left with my leftovers of negative 5. Okay, moving on to the last one. Now, last one has a couple things happening. I have multiple parentheses, and that's okay. We just need to make sure we do those first. So I need to do 3 minus 1. So 3, take away 1. So here's 3. We take away 1. So that means I have 2 times. Now here, I also have parentheses. So I have to do those. Notice that I do have 7 minus negative 5, which are double negatives. So I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I need to add. And we have 12 here. We still have a divided by negative 4. So whenever we have something like this with multiplication division, we want to go ahead and make sure to do something that's on the left. But I cannot do 2 times whatever this is because I don't know what this is yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this first. And by this, I mean let's go ahead and do the division first so that way I know what to multiply. Since this is division, we got to ask ourselves, are these same or different? And these are different because I have no symbol on top and I do have a negative on the bottom. Because these are different, my answer here is going to be negative. I have 12 and 4, so I'm going to find 4 on the outside. And then I'm going to look for 1, 2, oh, there it is. There's 12. I'm going to drag my finger and I'm going to write this number 3. This is not my answer because I still have this times and I still have this 2. Again, this is now finding the product. This is multiplication. So I need to ask myself here, are these same or different? And these are different again. Different means negative. And now I have 3 times 2 or 2 times 3. Here's 2. Here's 3. Drag together. And this gives us a 6. This is our answer. Moving on to question number 8. Identify the terms, variables, coefficients, and constants in each expression. All right. So for terms are things that are separated by addition and subtraction. So every single thing that you can put in a bubble with the symbol, that's going to be a term. So right now I am circling things based off of color and based off of like terms. When you write out your terms, make sure that you are writing them with comma. So -7g, comma, +8, comma, -4c, comma, +5, comma, -4, comma, -g, comma, and a +2c. For your variables are just your letters. Okay, so I have G, I have C, I have G again, and I have C. So how many different? I only have 2 different letters. What are they? G, comma, C. Coefficients are the numbers in front of your letters. So here I have letters, my variables, G, C, G, C, and I'm going to look at what's in front of them. So I have a -7 in front, comma, a -4 in front, comma, 1 negative in front of G, be careful here, and 2 positives. Now a constant is no letters at all. So +8 has no letter. +5 has no letter. And -4 also has no letter. Okay, again, I get 12x. I have 6 positive x's, and I have -7x. Next, I have a -4, a -5, a +4, and a -2. So again, when you are writing your terms, you must separate it with commas. So everything gets a comma. We just copy and paste, except with commas. Variable, remember, variable is your letter. We only write it once because how many different letters do we have? Well, we only have X. That's it. Then we're going to take a look at the coefficients. So coefficients are the numbers in front of your variables, in front of your letters. So in front of X, I have 12. In front of X, I have a +6. And in front of X, I have a -7. Lastly, we have our constant. Constants are without any letters. So -4, no letter. -5, no letter. +4, no letter. -2, no letter. Okay, moving on. Next one is combining like terms. So for combining like terms, you can do this different ways. I am going to show you the way that you are more likely to be successful. So for this one here, we have 3 x's and 4 x's. So when we have like terms, you're going to take a look at the same letter or they will not have any letters. So since I have x, I am also going to have an x. Then we are taking the look at the coefficients. And coefficients are the numbers in front. So I have 3 plus 4, 3 plus 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have +7 x's here. Now sometimes you have to split them up into sections. So I have into like terms. So I'm going to say I have -6, -6. I have a +8, no letter, no letter, and a +12. Then I have a -10x and 1x. Now we can do it this way If you need to use counters, you can use a mini whiteboard. But we have 8 minus 6, which is 2. And then we got plus 12. And again, if you need to use counters, that's fine. You can go ahead and use counters on this on like a mini whiteboard. So here we have 14. So here we have positive 2. Positive 2 plus 12 is 14. I have negative. Remember, if you see a letter, you have to take that letter. So since I see X, I have X's. And then we focus on the numbers. So on the numbers, I got negative 10 and one more negative. So that means I got negative 11. So let's go ahead and write our answer. You can write 14 minus 11x, or you can do negative 11x plus 14. That's up to you. Okay, let's go ahead. This time I am introducing exponents to you. Now we're treating them the same way we have. As long as they match, it's okay. So I have negative x squared, positive x squared, no more x squared. Then I have a positive 2, which is a constant, a negative 9, which is a constant, and then I have a random positive x to the 7th power. So that gets its own little section. So if we see a letter, it's going to stay. Same thing here. And then we count. If I have one positive and one negative, one positive, one negative, that means I have 0. Here I have positive 2 and negative 9. So that means I have negative 7. Here I just have one positive, so it's going to stay one positive. Now, you can write this two different ways. You can go 0, x squared minus 7 plus x to the 7th power. Or because this is 0, this is nothing, you can just write negative 7 plus x to the 7th power. Moving on, again, we're going to combine like terms. So negative g, negative 5g's. Here I have a positive 4, positive 7. Oops, no comma here. And negative 12. Let's go ahead and remove that comma. There is no comma here. Remember, if you have a letter, it stays. So here's my letter G, G, so I'm going to have a G. Then we count the numbers. I have 1 negative and 5 negatives. That gives me negative 6. Here I do not have a letter, so I'm just going to calculate the numbers and then see what that gives me. So I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11 positives and negative 12. So that means I get a negative 1. Here is where I'm going to use to write my answer. So I have negative 6g minus 1 for my answer. Okay, moving on. I get 4 y's. I get a positive 2y. I get a negative 2, negative 11, positive 18, and I get 1 random positive 9y squared. If it has a letter, the letter is going to stay. If it has a letter, the letter is going to stay. Then we just focus on the numbers. So here I have 4 plus 2. That is 6. You can put plus if you want or not. Here, 11 and negative 2. So negative 11 and negative 2. That is negative 13. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I get 5 positives here. If you, again, need to use counters, that's fine. You can use counters like on a mini whiteboard or on just like on your paper. Here, again, I only have one thing, and that is a positive 9. Let's go and write the answer. We get 6y plus 5 plus 9y squared. Okay, let's go again. 3x's. Oh, don't worry about this right here. Let's go ahead and cross that out. This is incorrect format, so I'm going to just cross that out. Let's ignore that. Then we have a negative 5y, so that's different. Then we have a positive x squared. That's different. Then we have a negative 2. That's different. So far everything's different. I do have another y, so that's plus 8y. And I do have another x for x. Again, don't worry about this. This is a typo. So let's go ahead. If it has a letter, the letter is going to stay. So here I'm going to have a y. Here I'm going to have an x. Here this is just x squared, 1 positive. Here I have a minus 2. That part doesn't change. And then we're going to just add subtract numbers. So we got 3 plus 4, which is 7, 8, and negative 5 is a positive 3. And then we're going to write our answer. 7x plus 3y plus x squared minus 2. Okay, moving on to our last section. This one here is asking you to translate, but it's asking you not to solve. So we're not doing anything solving. We're just going from one language to a different language. You need to know your keywords, things like product. Product means you're multiplying. Then we have the product of 2 and some number. Now remember, some number is a variable. A variable is a letter. We usually use x. Is another key term that you are supposed to know. Is means equals. And then negative 20 is a number, negative 20. So we're going to write this as the product of 2 times some number is negative 20. Okay, again, the quotient, another key term. Quotient means division of some number. Remember, some number is a letter. Let's use M. And 4 is just 4, needs to be translated as equals. And 12, again, is just our number. Be careful here because format matters. If you use this division symbol, it is going to be wrong. For division, we use a line. Some number is first, 4 is after that, is 12. So this should look like this, like a fraction. The sum means adding of some number. Let's use y, and 7 is means equals, and again we have 12. So some number plus 7 is 12. Okay. 7 more means add, than. Now than is very special because than means we're going to have our arrows. That means we're going to have a flip. Some number, I'm going to use n, is means equals. Oh, it even says is equal to. So all of this means equals. And then we have 30. So I'm going to write this wrong, and then I'm going to cross it out. So if we ignore this than, we got 7 more some number equals 30. This right here is wrong. This is not good. Because we have than means that I'm going to switch the 7 and the n. So the correct way to write this is n plus 7 is equal to 30. This is the correct answer. Okay, Got two more. Some number, let's call it R, less means minus. Oh, I see than again. Than means I'm going to switch. -2 is just a number. Is gets translated. And then we get 9, which again is just a number. Let's write this wrong, correct it. Some number less -2 is 9. Again, so this is not a double negative. This is wrong. Okay, this right here is wrong. This was wrong. So what happens is we're going to, because of this than, we're going to take some number and we're going to take this -2 and we need to flip it. Trying to find a color here. So we're going to flip these two things. So for our actual answer, we get -2 minus R equals 9. Be careful here. No double negatives. Make sure to flip because you see the word than. 5 more. More means add. Oh, I have than again. The product. Oh, so there's product. Product means times of 2 and a number. 2 and some number. Some number, let's call it x. Okay, so a lot of things are happening here. We have than, we have addition, we have multiplication. So let's see what happens. If I was to do this wrong, 5 more times 2 number. So this times here needs to go between 2x. So 5 more the product. But again, this is wrong. And the reason it's wrong is because we have this word than. We're going to take this, the product and the addition, and we're going to switch them to say 2x, 2 times x plus 5. This is our answer. All right, beautiful people, that is it for your practice exam. We're going to go ahead and continue practicing. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.